Long before the need for dialogue with the Avengers, the administration of the late Musa Yar'Adua had embraced the federal government Amnesty program, which was activated in 2010 and expected to run for 5 years. The program was structured to train and rehabilitate Niger Delta militants who had laid down their arms and embraced peace. By the expiration, it is estimated that over 6,000 ex-militants would have been trained.
So, to me, I want the government to take more people for training. And government should keep to their promise that they made for the former militant heads and the boys. You know, they train our boys. So if any of them that do welding or anything that they train them for, let them provide the things for them so that the boys to keep them busy.
Parties who were part of the formation of the program are asking that the way of peace is that the federal government backtracks to the initial plan, as various groups have alleged poor implementation of the program.
We must ensure that we change the narrative. The narrative is more of sustainable development than discussion of insecurity. I've always espoused that the issues of the Niger Delta are not security issues. They are more of sustainable development issues. This is the strategy we must embrace. We must go back to our plans and get them in a coordinated fashion to implement them so that our people can have the benefit and advantage of some level of development. What's going on now is sad because there's no employment for our teeming youth, and we must go back to a drawing board. There was a template in 2009. That template was not completely implemented. Only a part of it was implemented. We now must look at that template again and set up strategy, discuss with government, and get it implemented.
They should call Mr. President, should invite in children, all of them. Peace back from that day, peace day. You should invite all of them and take them like your own children. Ask them, what is your problem? Forget about what they call themselves, I don't know what they call them, Avengers. The Avengers alone can see these people face and run away. That these people have seen with Mr. President, though. Only that one alone, Avengers will evacuate from whatever, anywhere they are. That Mr. President have called the people that the former president signed amnesty with. He have called them on the round table to negotiate with his children. How can we push this nation forward? Master Key, the answer.
The federal government has also launched a $1 billion Ogoniland cleanup and restoration program. The implementation will be based on the recommendations from the 2011 United Nations Environment Program, which is expected to guide the decisions and usage of funds.
The UNEP report indicated a timeline of 25 to 30 years to achieve a full restoration of the environment of the Niger Delta. The first step begins with a solid foundation, which will be brought about through consultation, transparency, accountability, investing in the people and environment. There's therefore now a serious need for all Nigerians, irrespective of political, ethnic, or religious affiliations, to support the efforts of this administration. I've given approval to the constitution of the necessary institutional framework that will drive a hitch-free implementation of the UNEP report. Our lives, socio-economic and political interests depend to a great extent on the quality of our environment. The government places high emphasis on the diversification of our economy. The drive is to ensure that the Nigerian economy is strong and capable of supporting our teeming young people through job and wealth creation. The cleanup of Ogoniland has embedded in the program livelihood and sustainable development components. A center of excellence that will identify the skill gaps and provide the necessary training will be put in place. The methodology for the cleanup will ensure job creation for young people. The agro-allied industry required for the processing of the agricultural produce will also be put in place in the course of the cleanup project.
The cleanup is expected to establish a new model for working towards sustainable development. And so the search for peace continues, not just for the Niger Delta, but for Nigeria as a whole. And a lot of people have recommended that dialogue is the way forward. But dialogue obviously has to be joined with lines of action. And that seems to be the way Nigeria would go for development and for growth. Well, that's it on this episode of Big Story. I'm Minnie Thompson.